This clip seems innocuous enough, with the buffalo just walking alongside this car.
He keeps on coming.
But something seems off. The buffalo is now following the car, trying to drive it forward, almost as if it's trying to escort the vehicle out of its territory.
This one bull is just stretching me out of the sighting, so keep very close to the
And its behavior comes to a head as the powerful giant charges the vehicle, prompting the driver to step on the gas immediately in an attempt to escape. These people were seconds away from finding out why these monsters are called the Black Death. We are thrown straight into the action with this one as a boar attempts to get at a woman, trying to hold it off with her bike. The boar continuously tries to skirt around the outside of the bike, seemingly incredibly intent on something. The picture becomes clearer as the boar looks to be fixated on the bicycle's carrier basket. Will it get to the woman's precious food? The boar emerges victorious and runs away with the woman's lunch. A brilliant effort. In the beginning of this next frightening encounter, an elk can be seen being recorded as it's running towards something in the distance.
Oh, look at him.
I can't find him on the thing.
Yeah.
The thing it is charging is not shown at first, though as the camera zooms out, it is revealed to be an elderly couple.
Wow.
At first, the charge seems to be only a bluff charge, but this couldn't be further from the truth as shown in this next clip.
He's playing Frozen.
Oh my gosh, go.
Lady, move. Oh, lady, get out of the way.
The bystanders can do nothing but watch as the large elk charges at the innocent couple trying to save themselves. Elk can be aggressive without warning, especially when talking about male elk, as the mating season makes males belligerent. It's unknown what happened to the couple and the elk as the clip cuts short. A large Cape buffalo can be seen being recorded by tourists as it minds its own business, just grazing for food. The sounds made by the loud tourists attract its attention, which turns out to be a very bad thing.
But obviously he would stop by the edge of the water.
I got him with the grass.
Look at him.
He's pissed.
The tourist recording the encounter remains calm at first, but this quickly changes once the large buffalo does this.
Oh gosh, oh no. Look how fast he's going. Oh no! Ah! Scared me to death.
The tourist screams loudly, asking for help as she realizes that she should have taken the animal's warnings seriously. The Cape buffalo is notoriously ill-tempered, and a wounded buffalo is considered by many to be one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. Thankfully, it was just a bluff charge, not causing any harm to the tourists. A small group of friends on a fishing trip can be seen recording the waters below them, seemingly trying to find something. The water is not clear, so it's kind of hard for us to see exactly what it is that they are pointing at.
Turning. It's going this way. It's right here.
Down the... It's been coming along.
This goes on for a few more seconds before the predator they were trying to find eventually shows itself.
See it. Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
The large predator decides that simply showing itself isn't enough, so it decides to do this as well. Sharks, being naturally curious predators, will often investigate unusual things. Using their razor-sharp teeth, the clip ends shortly after, but all of them get out of the encounter unharmed. These people seem to be waiting, watching for something. In my experience, waiting for something that excels at hunting in stealth is generally a bad idea. That is when the camera catches a glimpse of the lurking danger. A striped tail oscillating with ominous anticipation and concentration, a crouching beast stares these people down. Those colors are the last thing you want to see in the forest. And what happens next is the one thing all those people will have been dreading. Fortunately for these people, their experienced guides are able to scare the tiger off with noise. This group of tourists rolls up on a seemingly uninterested, unimpressed pride of lions. One of the lionesses stands up and walks over to the car to check it out. The driver, sensing potential danger, unsurprisingly moves the car forward.
Okay, Dad, you come into the car, you're gonna have to... Yikes. Did you video?
But curiously enough, the lioness returns once again, and this time she is inspecting the car much more closely. What happens next is jaw-dropping.
I know! You're supposed to lock the door. Oh my gosh, I didn't know they could do that.
Guess that lioness decided it was too early to have some human pride for breakfast. Watching the most homicidal animal on the planet stare you down on a boat ride is nothing short of chilling. And chills wouldn't have been the only thing these people would have been feeling once they realize what the hippo intends to do. The hippo charges the boat. These creatures are deceptively fast and can put you 6 feet underwater in seconds and kill the most humans out of any animal on the planet. So, do these people survive? Fortunately for these people, the boat is just fast enough, and the hippo merciful enough. Sometimes people do really, really stupid things. One of the many incredibly stupid things you can do is tease an alligator with food.
Yeah. Whoa. Yes. Come on.
Despite teetering on the edge of a fatal accident, this person refuses to learn their lesson, continuing to dangle the piece of meat in front of this killing machine.
I'll get you guys first.
Come on.
The reptile continues to snap at the man and tries to get to the piece of meat by climbing onto the boat until it decides it has had enough and decides to take matters into its own jaws.
Oh, man!
The gator decides to move away, and these foolish people live to tell the tale. There exists perhaps no sight more chilling in the ocean than a shark gliding toward you And there exists perhaps no worse realization than seeing that very shark decide upon its murderous intent with you. After this shark initially fails to get through the cage, it seems to have given up until it returns for a second, more horrifying attempt. The shark realizes trying to get to the diver is a futile endeavor and swims away, fortunately for the man. Hippos are known to be extremely territorial, and these people experienced why firsthand when they noticed one a fair way from their boat.
He's coming, he's coming.
Vámonos, let's go.
But then it starts moving towards the boat. Unsurprisingly, the driver puts the pedal to the metal and tries to get away from the charging beast. While seeing a hippo-shaped wave of murderous intent move toward the boat is scary enough, what happens next is a downright heart-stopping moment. Fortunately for these people, they have the privilege of laughing the situation off as the hippo rethinks its pursuit. If you thought that last clip was a close call with a tiger, wait until you see this one. This Jeep had been trundling along peacefully for the most part until things took a dramatic turn. The biggest of big cats appears and claims their path. Tigers are careful, calculating hunters. The fact that one has chosen to confront these people out in the open is a bad omen, making what happens next terrifying. Luckily for these people, the tiger does not deem them enough of a threat to warrant attacking. This clip starts off seemingly innocent enough, with a grizzly going about its business, searching presumably for food.
That thing's a big old bear.
However, things take a terrifying turn once the camera zooms out. The grizzly's course is set for a potentially brutal meeting with a group of hikers.
Oh my gosh, those hikers right there?
Yeah, that's crazy.
They need to be backing up.
The grizzly horrifyingly spots the group and moves towards them. However, these people seem to know what they're doing and try to intimidate the bear.
Close. Flash is probably just pissing him off. Just walk.
The group's tactics end up being successful as they are able to escape whilst keeping the grizzly at bay. These bikers stumble across something you really want to be noticing out on the trail immediately: a rattlesnake.
Snake! Snake! Watch out! Snake!
So what do these people do? They are curious and perhaps foolish as they push a helmet with a GoPro towards the rattlesnake to record it.
Look at that.
I can zoom in.
The rattlesnake seems quite agitated, curling up on itself in a defensive position. What happens next should come as a surprise to no one. Thankfully, the bikers wisely pick up the helmet and leave the rattlesnake alone. This duo spots an 11-point buck walking around in a field, and the buck seems apprehensive of their presence immediately.
He's injured.
The cameraman then instructs his partner to do something incredibly dangerous, to grab the buck. The man immediately finds out why that's a bad idea. The cameraman yells at his friend to let the buck go. Little did he know that even the simple act of letting go could become this dangerous.
Let him go, Troy. He's gonna kick you. Just let him go, dude.
Luckily for these foolish individuals, the buck is more frightened than angry and scampers away. This first video shows two separate rhino encounters where the animal showcases its dominance over unsuspecting tourists. Rhinos are very protective and territorial, so it's best not to provoke them, unless you want to be reality checked by one. In this other clip, it shows a very similar scenario, but the animal decides that a simple warning may not be enough.
If you get surprised and startled, you guys just keep dead still.
The tourists inside their vehicle try their best to remain calm, but a large herbivore charging their way makes it really hard for them. Both clips end abruptly, and we don't get to see what happened after the charges. This next encounter begins like any other fishing vlog, with the vloggers recording themselves catching fish and other aquatic animals. A few minutes into the video, the vlogger shows a crocodile following their bait, which gets him excited. With the chance to get some crocodile footage, he lures the crocodile towards their boat, only to regret it seconds later. Crocodiles are very fast and strong swimmers, sometimes capable of launching themselves into the air by swimming really fast. The predator's leap wasn't enough to get it inside the boat, which is very fortunate for the vlogger. The video continues to show their fishing adventure as it was originally planned. Two large rhinos can be seen approaching an open jeep containing excited and adventurous tourists.
Check, they're following us. And there's a god coming behind them.
With the two large herbivores getting dangerously close, the driver decides to step on the gas, only to be met with a terrifying surprise. The two rhinos are able to keep up with the jeep, making the tourists inside laugh in excitement and nervousness. The chase is a long way from over, as the animals can be seen not slowing down or getting tired from the long chase.
They seem actually quite light on their feet once they start running, eh?
I think they're still babies, they're not so big.
Yeah.
Despite what their large size may convey, rhinos are excellent runners with incredible stamina, able to outrun an average human. The jeep eventually stops, also stopping the two giants following it from behind. This next horrifying encounter begins by showing us a group of tourists recording themselves being chased by a large hippo.
We're being chased by a hippo. Oh my God.
The the ignorant tourists laugh at their situation, obviously not taking any of this seriously, when in fact they should. Hippos are notoriously ill-tempered, and an angry hippo is considered by many to be one of the most dangerous animals in the world. As they run away from the herbivores chasing them, it is revealed that a group of hippos are actually watching from just behind. The tourists still refuse to take the situation seriously, even though things could go wrong at any second. The clip ends without giving a conclusion as to what happened to the tourists. In this clip, a huge crowd of people can be seen gathering around, shouting and trying to scare a sloth bear that was just minding its own business. Sloth bears are more inclined to attack man unprovoked than almost any other animal, and casualties inflicted by it are unfortunately very common. Knowing this, the villagers try their best to scare the predator away to avoid any more unwanted encounters with the bear. The whole encounter is very intense and terrifying as it shows the bear and the villagers going back and forth. Unfortunately, the clip ends abruptly, and it is unknown what happens next. A large hippo is being recorded by a group of tourists observing it from afar, while also trying to get its attention. It doesn't take long before the tourists finally get what they want and get the hippo to look at them.
Is that a face only a mother could love?
He's coming now.
This is very dangerous, as hippos are known to be aggressive and territorial, as is seen in the clip that follows.
Doesn't get any better than this. Doesn't?
Despite their large frame, hippos are surprisingly agile and fast, able to charge at 30 kilometers per hour on land and swim 8 kilometers per hour on water. The herbivore in the clip surprisingly doesn't charge at the tourists and just keeps pacing back and forth in an effort to scare the tourists away.
That was fabulous.
This is the only explanation for how the tourists walked away from this encounter unharmed. A man records a small family of 3 elephants walking along a narrow path surrounded by dense forests.
सामने हमें दिखे हैं हाथी 2 बीच रास्ते में खड़े हुए हैं। ये देखिए
The man continues to record the herbivores from a distance, which doesn't seem to bother the elephants that much. A few seconds later, the elephant begins to get closer to him, but still being captivated by the view, he fails to notice this.
इससे मत बनाओ, इससे आने के ना आगे तेजी से आ रहे हैं यार ये तो। चलो बच्चे का बनाओ।
Elephants are usually peaceful animals. However, females can be aggressive when young calves are present. Failing to notice the small family getting closer and closer, things quickly get out of hand after one of the elephants decides to do this.
मैं बहुत पास आ गया, तेज हो गए, देखो देखो देखो, दौड़े दौड़े दौड़े, जल्दी 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 जल्दी।
Thankfully, it was just a bluff charge, and he wisely decides to leave immediately. This next petrifying encounter shows a group of tourists in an open boat recording themselves approaching a large alligator who's minding its own business. The driver of the boat doesn't stop immediately and keeps driving towards the animal until it's in arm's reach. The tourists, amazed by the fact that a wild animal is near them, keep taking pictures and videos until this happens. The people in the boat freeze in fear as the driver tries to remain calm after what just happened. Thankfully, the predator immediately jumps into the water and leaves them unharmed. This next clip starts off by showing us a group of officials and forest guards trying to track something in the woods. The group walks slowly so as not to alert whatever it is they are trying to track down. As they continue to walk through the forest, the guards notice something strange and commands the whole group to stop. Failing to confirm their suspicions, they decide to continue walking, but not even a few seconds later, this happens. Tigers are stealthy animals, and they primarily use this to stalk and hunt potential prey without the prey even noticing it's being followed. The predator disappears into the forest once again and doesn't bother them anymore. A group of tourists riding in an open safari jeep record a wild tiger that they encountered while on a dirt road. The tiger doesn't seem to mind the tourists at first, but as soon as the jeep starts driving away, this happens. Actions such as turning your back, as well as running away from a big cat, can activate the animal's predatory instincts. This is probably the reason why the predator in the video immediately starts chasing after the jeep as soon as it runs away. After failing to lose the tiger, the jeep shifts into reverse in an effort to confuse and lose the predator chasing them. But the clip ends abruptly, and we do not get to see what happens next. A family getting held up in a traffic stop captures a bear hiding in the woods about to do something really terrifying.
Shut up.
The park ranger notices the large predator charging towards him, so he runs to his car as fast as possible. After retrieving his rifle, he wastes no time shooting around the animal in order to scare it away.
I am. Oh my gosh.
The animal runs away back into the woods shortly after, not harming anyone. In this terrifying animal encounter, a snake can be seen being recorded by a GoPro. The camera gets too close to the predator, leaving it no choice but to do this. Fortunately, only the camera got bitten, or things could have gotten out of hand. A group of people riding a jeep through the Indian jungle can be seen panicking as they try to escape from this hungry tiger.
धावते ही
The tiger can be seen trailing the Jeep closely, keeping its eyes on the passengers as if it were going to attack any second. They eventually lose the tiger, though, making them laugh in relief. Here, a group of tourists in multiple Jeeps approach an elephant to admire it and take pictures of the huge, magnificent creature. At first, everything goes well, with the tourists keeping their distance and the elephant not being hostile. Elephants are usually peaceful animals, although females may be aggressive when young calves are present, and bulls can be exceptionally aggressive during musth. Moments later, the animal starts to walk closer to one of the Jeeps, which seems normal at first.
Get ready.
Uh-oh.
Things quickly turn sideways, though, when suddenly the animal decides to do this. Fortunately, the elephant backs away after the false charge and leaves everyone unharmed.